Servus Freunde, my name is Jimmy Cage. And where the hell is the Buddymeister? Every time the same.
And I'm Deniz, the Buddymeister. So, Jimmy, what are your thoughts about Anand Ekarshi's Aattam? I thought it was a very good...
Servus Freunde, my name is Jimmy Cage.
And I'm Deniz, the Buddymeister.
We have reviewed more than 500 indie movies on the channel, and today's one was once again picked for us by one of our awesome Malayalam tier supporters. Binoy Mohammed has chosen the 2023, sometimes mentioned as 2024, Malayalam language thriller drama Aattam, which translates to The Play. It was the first film written and directed by Anand Ekarshi. It came out in theaters at the beginning of this year, after it premiered at some festivals last year, and it can now be watched on Amazon Prime. Buddymeister, what is Aattam all about and who's in it?
The movie is starring Vinay Fort, Zarin Shihab, Kalabavan Shajon, Jolly Anthony, and a few more in more or less like equitable roles. This is a real ensemble cast, ensemble movie. The story is like this. After a party amongst a theater group, their sole actress, Anjali, is sexually harassed by one of the men in the group. A meeting is called for. In trying to reach consensus, stories unravel, suspicions surface, and clamor ensues.
Nice. Yeah. I think it's a little bit funny that the previous film that Binoy has chosen for us was Javanica, because there are quite a few similarities between the two movies.
Javanica.
That was the also Malayalam movie from 1982.
Yes, yeah.
With Mammootty and a lot of other actors.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Both movies feature these big ensemble casts.
Yeah.
And both are about a group of theater players. And in both films, a critical element is that a young woman is getting harassed. And so, for me, the connection was very clear. For you, apparently not.
No. I was thinking about that movie, but I didn't know that it was picked by
Binoy.
By Binoy, and I actually didn't think of the name of the movie. But I remember, hey, I just saw a movie about a theater group, and an incident, and all this.
And the movie is also very reminiscent, of course, of 12 Angry Men. Large portions of this movie is just people like talking, discussing, thinking about what really happened, thinking about if someone is really the culprit or not. Yeah. You have seen 12 Angry Men, right?
Yes, absolutely. It's one of my favorite movies.
Okay,
I mean,
right.
I really loved it, and I've seen it a few times, actually.
Yeah.
And it's one of those movies where I'm always like, and that's also a movie that I've shown to a few people. I mean, I'm talking about 12 Angry Men now, but to shown to a few people that 12 people just talking.
Yeah.
But after the movie, they everybody said, "Wow, that's really sharply written." And I have to say, if I just make a segue to Aattam, it is also very well written. And it's like never boring.
Yeah.
It's not as good as 12 Angry Men.
But that's a really high bar.
That's a really high bar.
That's one of the best movies
But
ever
I thought it was very sharply written and also succeeds in that it's not that much is happening. But I'm eager to know what is going on. What's coming next? How will they solve this problem? And how it's going to deal with this and that. So I thought it was a very good screenplay.
Yeah, and it's funny, the screenplay is very well written, it's well constructed, but at the same time you kind of notice that it's something that's written, because there's like a big coincidence that the people are finding out about this harassment, and at the same day, the same moment almost, they also find out that there's this big opportunity that they are going on a trip to Europe. So you kind of notice that it's constructed. It's not contrived, but it's definitely constructed. But at the same time, in typical Malayalam cinema tradition, it's also it feels very authentic and very real. It's like you see the construction, but the performances, the dialogue, it's very down to earth, very grounded. And I thought this movie was pretty fantastic. Unfortunately, I had to split it almost in the middle because of some work stuff. And the first half, I liked the movie a lot, but it was really towards the end where I thought this is pretty great.
Yeah, I liked it too. The issues that I had with it aren't like that, aren't major issues. So yeah, I liked it too. Yeah, I thought it was a very, very good movie. And like you said, I loved like the natural, real acting. It felt very, very dense.
Yeah,
I had the feeling of I'm just like watching these people discussing this. It's never like, besides the fact that what you just said, that the story has like this constructed feeling. Besides that, I was just like participating their debate, their discussion.
Yeah, you are like a fly on the wall.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
Are just listening to these people, and
I like that the movie also takes its time, like to build to build the story.
Yeah,
we are part of this theater group. We see the stage play. We see the after party. Yep. Where the incident happens, but it takes like a half an hour so I myself was asking myself when is the tipping point? Where's the tipping point? And I like that we get to know this group, that we have different characters. One slight, it's not an issue, but a slight flaw is that of course we have 12 characters or 13 characters.
I didn't count.
And not all of them are like everybody. I think it works. What works is that they have enough traits to like this is like the somber guy who's a little bit older. That's like the guy who's like smoking a lot, and we all have these like types. Not everybody is like really equal to the other because there's like this one guy I really know who he is, and so. But I think the characters work really well in that environment.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, in the beginning, I was afraid that maybe too many characters because it's not our native language and we have to rely on the subtitles. And can I really distinguish between these characters?
Yes.
But as the movie went along, like you said, everyone has his traits, and there's such a great dynamic between the characters. There's the older guy who's almost like the heart of the group. Then there's, I think, Madan, who's like the senior one who is like in charge. Who's
like leading the way through the discussion until some point. Yeah, there's, of course, there's like Vinay. He told Madan about discussions, said to him, please, you do it, you tell everybody about this. That's also kind of a nice trait of this movie, is that like everybody has kind of a secret or some secrets that he doesn't want to come out. So there's always like this or that scene where one person like says, Madan or Nandan, come, let's talk. And we have two people talk here, talk there. So everybody has his secrets, very secretive talks. One thing about that is that sometimes I thought that like the movie uses these secrets. Sometimes you use it's more for drama and not really to bring like to progress the story. I thought, this guy is now talking on the phone, or he's going up to and seeing the phone from the other guy is ringing, but I didn't get the scene. Then we have this stuff with the Bluetooth box that I didn't quite get.
Maybe we should also say we both like the movie a lot, so go watch the movie. It's a very new movie, but I think it's more interesting for the viewers if we go into spoilers.
Yes.
So we will spoil the movie and the ending. So if you haven't seen the movie, go see it. It's really good. But I think the stuff with the Bluetooth box, I think that's just a red herring, because there was some kind of pornography.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. That there are the movie like sprinkles in these red herrings. Sometimes I like it. Sometimes I just think, okay, that's like to bring some more drama into this. Yeah. I thought it was a little bit too like artistic in its own right. So okay, now we have to. I think it could have been like a little bit more like focused at one point or another, because we don't need like another secretive talk between these two, between that two. It's not like I was like, oh come on, really? But I thought, there are some things where I was asking myself, what is this now? But I already thought probably it's nothing. It's just in there to irritate me or something. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think for me it worked because the movie wants to challenge you, because I mean the subject matter is like, should we believe victims, and should we question them? Should we force them to give some kind of evidence, or is it just enough that they say what happened? And the movie does a good job in not showing the actual event, so we have to trust her.
Yeah.
And I think the movie does enough to maybe create some kind of suspense, and maybe it wasn't really Hardy because she didn't see Hardy, maybe it was some other guy, and then there's the Bluetooth box, so maybe that one is maybe a little bit of a pervert, maybe he drank too much he's a pervert, and then there's the lover
pervert.
or the one who's in love with her but she rejects him, so maybe it was him.
There would have been something for more than one of these guys to like go to Anjali and in during the night. Yeah, I mean, and now when I think about it, you're probably right.
And because of that, we are also like we are facing ourselves in the mirror.
Yeah, we are thrown off the rails also.
Because she states it was Hardy because of his scent, and she's sure of it. And we are also questioning her, and maybe we shouldn't do that. But we are also like, we also kind of want some evidence, and maybe it was. I mean, also because it's a movie, and also because it's a suspenseful movie. So I think it's not just And I think that worked really well, and I also really liked the spectrum of the men. They are believing her on the surface level, I would say, and they are like ready to kick Hardy out. But at the same time, you get these different characters. Yeah, that one's like old-fashioned, and he's the one saying like, maybe she's partly to blame because of her clothes and because she was also drunk, and a woman shouldn't behave like that. And these kind of men. And then there's the one who needs more evidence. And then, of course, there's this. It's not a big twist, but there's the twist that Hardy has this trip to Europe planned, and they are all getting a lot of money, and now that's the kind of the element of seduction. Now everyone is she is a victim, but I also think about myself, and maybe my life was also very hard, and that money would be great, and couldn't we just postpone all the moral stuff? And I think that's a really great. It's very realistic, and it's very also relatable.
Also, like how many stages this like you said, how many stages it like goes through, because the first thing is like, okay, no, this thing shouldn't come out because the theater group it will end. Then they are going to Harry should be fired. Can we reach some kind of compromise? And then there's like this typical men thing is like when the senior guy, I don't know his name, says, but I told you shouldn't dress like that. And I told you men are like that when they are drunk. It's like this typical thing that comes out like beneath the surface. It's like this when you think
it's a typical victim blaming.
What is wrong? What the hell? But it's so typical. It's so typical for men, especially like this thing. So that's kind of nice how we lead through this. And even when Anjali arrives at the scenery where they debate, everybody's like kind of reserved. I don't know how to talk to her. And that's...
It's also like we mentioned this in the past. Sometimes we are not sure if it's just in these movies from Malayalam cinema, or maybe in Kerala people are just like talking differently, because they're also very like, no you talk. Very... I don't know, very...
They have like this structured debate. So, hey, stop it now. We don't talk like that. Let him finish. Like this structure behind it. I mean, that's...
I think it's also a cultural thing, because it's this, he's a senior, and he gets more respect. We, of course, in the Western world also
respect
with elderly people and stuff like that. But I think in India, it's different. Also with parents and stuff like
it's
that.
also like that connection between, if you're older you're automatically wiser and know things better, and I don't think that's like a thing that we have here. Not automatically.
Yeah, it's okay, boomer.
Not automatically, at least.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
But it's kind of nice how this movie like leads you through this, that it gets more heated, that this debate becomes more like an interrogation later when Anjali like they're like, can we ask you about it? She doesn't even want to talk about it. But then they ask the question, then the screenshot comes, it can't be that Hari was in bed, he was sleeping. And everything like comes to a head. So it's really tense. Maybe that's also something that when this more filmic nature of it comes through, that we have a constructed stories, some more like tension and all this. That's also with the ending. You already know that's spoilers, Also with the ending, we don't know who it was. We never know. And I'm still thinking about it now, which is a good thing because the movie stuck with me. But I think about now, do I like it that we don't know who it is?
I think it's important for the movie that we don't know.
Yeah, maybe. But that's also like something like, okay, that's how the world is. We don't know these things, and I'm not sure.
Yeah, you can either believe her or not.
Yeah, yes, but it's still a movie, and it's still something. It's still something that is written for us. And I've read that even the filmmakers, like during writing, didn't know who the culprit was, and that is like the thing where I think, okay, well, what is going on here? I mean,
I think that's perfect for the message. If you
it does work obviously because I'm still thinking about it, but I'm not sure myself. That's neither a bad nor a good thing, but I'm still thinking about, did I like it or did I not like it that we don't know who it is? Because like the movie could have also like said, could have also gone the route of saying, okay, this is the guy. What are we doing now? So that we get like the justice that we sometimes, or maybe most of the time, don't get in reality. We don't know.
Yeah, that's true. But I think movies are more interesting if they don't.
We get like this, for example, ambiguous ending, of course.
Anatomy of a Fall, like last
I haven't seen that, but I've read that people are.
It's also like it doesn't give you clear answers, and it wants to make you like after the movie's done and you're leaving the cinema, then you can discuss with your friends or family and talk about the movie, and I think it's more interesting.
Yeah, it's true.
And I also just coming back to what it's all about, I think at the end when Anjali is finally fed up with all of it, I think that's such a powerful scene, because from the get-go she is telling Vinay, they are secretly in a relationship since more than a year. She's from the get-up, she says, I'm not going to lie, I only say what really happened. But he already like extended the story, and he said she saw him and he wants her to stick to his story now, so he takes over the narrative.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he's also like self-righteous, and he has his own agenda, and for him it's also like a little bit of a revenge story for him, because Hari took his place. Role. And I think it's really interesting, like she just wants to say what happened, and then everyone can take that and think about it, but that's really difficult, and now we have this almost web of lies. And then there's this scene where she tells everyone that they are in love, and I thought that was such a strong moment, because you don't have many movies where someone is saying they're in love, where it's this aggressive and angry and without any love. It's like, we are in love, we have been for a year, and it's really angry, and everyone is silent, and it should normally it's something happy and good for you, and here it's like this.
True.
And I thought that was really awesome.
Yes.
What I also liked about the movie, the filmmaking is nothing too special, but I really liked that how grounded it is, and how accentuated the music is. It's not like one of those
like maybe
dramas.
only 2 scenes or so.
Yeah, 2 or 3 scenes where there's music. There's this one
very
scene
thoughtful
where the thunderstorm is coming, where it begins
they go
to
back
rain.
in when
they go back in, and then there's slow motion and there's music there, and I thought they really do a good job in sprinkling in this music and not hit you over the head with some melodramatic music.
That's what I always say.
Yeah, I know.
So they always say don't use music too much in every scene.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's also great. Like it's a chamber play, and they are in this house, and in the finale or the last third of the movie, it's really raining outside, and they are inside and have to deal with the situation. It's just a great setting. It's just it's great. Yeah. Do I have and yeah? I think the movie really has a lot of punches towards the end. Like, yeah, we already said it's a spoiler review. Of course, in the end, we realize that there is no trip to Europe. And at first I was like, what's happening now? Oh, this is now like a typical twist in an Indian movie. But then I really liked it because it almost becomes like this big Shakespearean, I don't know, it's so tragic. They really messed up so
everything's
much.
everything's done at that point.
Everything's done.
The nice thing about this lie, the nice thing about Hari's lie is that it's also just this nitpicky thing of him. His pride was like hurt when Madan tried to when he tells the story. I can get an actor, film actor, allure him to me, and it's just this pride thing, this little thing that like brings everything like everything apart. And it's also so typically human to be like this petty, to be like this. No, I'm going to get that guy someday. And it's like not like Hari like intended it to be that situation, but it's like the perfect situation for that lie.
It's really great. Then there's also the scene at the bus stop where Vinay tells her that there's this trip. And then she bursts into laugh.
When we go to the trip, we will go with you.
Because he, after all, he still doesn't get it. He's also like greedy and selfish. And at that moment, she's done with him. And then you think the movie's over. And then we get this stage play where she tells her story with all the men. And that was really also very expressive, very well done. And all the characters are sitting in the audience and are really all like in shame, and I thought, and the end credits roll, I thought it was a great ending. I think I mean, it's also it's kind of nice that this movie, you as the audience, as a viewer, you always think like, of course I would like do it, and I would do that in that situation. But it's a movie that always that asks the right questions. That's also like this. A tiny part can like say, okay, that guy is maybe really poor, and if that lie wasn't a lie, it's totally human to in that moment to think about, but what can I do? I mean, 800,000 rupees, for my morale, for my consciousness,
for my consciousness. But maybe in 3 months, like, it's so typically human to think about the things, despite the fact that you know what would be the right thing to do. And that's
it's a really powerful
humans are just
especially men
men are just, I don't know.
So what would you say?
Sometimes I don't know. Sometimes I don't know.
Do you have I don't know about German?
This man. Yes, I have. Sorry, I have to talk about his men. So I have something in German, but maybe I have kind of like transform it a little bit. Aattam ist ein spannendes Drama, das von seinem guten Drehbuch und dem natürlichen Spiel lebt. Nicht alles funktioniert, aber im Großen und Ganzen werden hier die richtigen Fragen gestellt und Knöpfe gedrückt.
Nice. Aattam ist ein erstklassiges, vielschichtiges und thematisch treffsicheres Kammerspiel mit einem starken Ensemble und der besonderen Erdung des Malayalam Kinos.
It's brilliant. It's brilliant.
I give Aattam 8 out of 10. It's more like 8.3, but I don't do that.
For me, it's also 8 out of 10. It's more like 7.9, but I don't do that either. So, Jimmy.
Yes.
Some serious trivia now?
Yeah.
Did you know that every third woman between the ages of 18 and 74 in Austria, some Austria trivia now, has experienced physical and or sexual violence from the age of 15.
Yes and no.
Okay.
I mean, I expected something like this. I probably read something like this. But you forget about it until you.
Yeah, but it's also like with these statistics, it's always a little bit like you don't really know the gray areas. I mean, the numbers are probably higher.
Yes,
pretty sure they're higher, but of course not every woman is able or wants to talk about it. So
you can find us, follow us, and support us on patreon.com/thejimmycage. And if you enjoyed this episode, please give us a thumbs up, share, subscribe, whatever you like.
And what? If you want to get notifications for and like get notified when a new video comes up on online, you know, click the bell and be there. Man.